Well, how's it going, Kingsmen? Welcome back to another NTW3 battle. Today we have, well, no better way to put it, a rematch between the LK and NR.4 clan on the battlefield of Leipzig. I believe this is Leipzig South. But yeah, so I think it was yesterday's video, was the LK and NR.4 fighting with a NR.4 victory. So it's a rematch, I guess. Like I said before, that rematch. We'll see who actually takes the field today. Will the LK regain some honor, taking a win against the NR.4, or will the NR.4 basically put another nail in the coffin of the LK clan, cementing even more victories over them? I guess we will find out today. So stick around for what's going to be a pretty awesome battle. Leipzig, very bloody historically, and today should be no different. Now, we have the Imperial playing, the NR.4 is playing the Imperial, and the LK is playing the Coalition. They are bringing the 4th Coalition cores. So for the LK side, you have Coalition. There's I don't have the points, but I have the core names. There's Kalkaruth, a Duktorov, Bagration, and Zezwich, although I could tell you 9-point Duktorov, a 12-point Bagration, and a 8-point Kalkaruth, and then a 8-point Zezwich. On the French side, you have a Davout, Murat, Bernadotte, and Ney. So these corps, very, very renowned French marshals on the field. Murat being a cav corps, be very interested to see what cavalry he brings, if it's the Dragoon mass or if it's gonna be cuirassiers. Look at these French soldiers marching, man. Muddied shoes already. Look at that, muddied shoes already. But we will see where the mass of the French are now. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure this is an attack-defend map to a certain degree. Obviously, you can see the Russians, Bagration and Duktorov, they are already filing into this main area, kind of between these two roads. You, of course, have Saxony with Prussia backing them up, pushing here. And then the French, you have, it's maybe Bernadotte over here on the flank, but he's pushing in. Right flank, you have an army center, another army center, and then I would not be surprised if Murat was the backup corps, just because he can quickly mobilize to the front lines. Now, cavalry, it probably will be a cav advantage for the French. Of course, I do see Duktorov has Bagration have brought a decent amount of cavalry, but still, they will not hold a candle to Murat. But do not forget Saxony. They have some decent cav units. Look at these columns forming. Some carabiniers, cuirassiers, and then of course they have some artillery as well. Looks like actually we have the Saxon corps pulling back on the left. I'm not sure if they're even planning on holding this town, honestly. I mean, they have some troops in an LOC over here, and some cavalry and infantry far left. And now we have, yep, a lot of French infantry rolling down this road. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the flank that probably is going to become quite serious over the next 15-20 minutes if the French continue to push on this side of the river. Maybe the Russians will try swinging the left flank back while pushing up with the right flank. These two Russian corps are very much united right now, marching across this muddy plain, this muddy field. Like I said, Bagration, you can see pushing far right. Cavalry is kind of thrown out in front. And will the Russians, or the coalition, make a win here? And will this be whoever wins? I'm curious if it's going to be another LOC. I feel like I see a lot more LOC victories now than I used to see in previous tournaments. The fighting is less decisive. I feel like all these clans have gotten a lot better, and it's a lot harder to totally and entirely squash an army. Seeing a lot of infantry, skirmishers, a little bit of cavalry, but mostly some skirms and light infantry contingents from the French pushing forward here. You can see, I don't know if these are square bulls or not, but yeah, they're pushing forward in the center with not heavy, can't talk, not without heavy columns of infantry yet. Now this poor Saxony is probably gonna lose this unit. These poor bastards about to die. He's getting surrounded entirely. Looks like Saxony, he's gonna maybe take a fight here. These guys are gonna die. Rip. Honestly, the friendly fires can actually do a lot more damage from the skirmishers. And Saxony's pretty much broken here. Does have that musketeer in the LOC, but for the most part, nothing else happening there. I think the French potentially will pull back their entire corps here. They may pull back their entire corps and just hold along this road and keep pushing that right flank. Obviously, a heavy concentration of French force here, and that will probably keep swinging around. That LOC actually may help with a lot of the scouting. But yeah, Saxony is all the way back here. You have the Prussian corps. Kind of curious. Let's see what they brought. All right, some musketeers. See some grenadiers in the mix as well. A couple artillery pieces, some more grenadiers. Nice. Very nice. Still nothing, guys. Still nothing, really. I mean, both sides. I know I mentioned this in a replay recently. May have even been yesterday. I love the chess-like feel of this mod. I love how you have to just plan so far ahead. I mean, there are definitely plans in place, probably for both sides, of we're going to push here, you're going to defend here. If this happens, we have a contingency for that, which is, I don't know. It's a fun way to be able to play the game. It feels more realistic to actually probably how it would have been. But yeah, we have definitely a French pull back here. Like I think I may have said, they are going to pull back maybe to this road. Is General getting sniped? No. Well, he dismounted, so no worries there. We have a lagger here. Look at this. This guy lagging behind all by himself. What are you doing, dude? Like, you are quite... He's totally out of formation here. That's funny. Lots and lots of skirmishers, though. So this will be a problem for the Russians. That is not going to be a fun thing to deal with. Here we are. So Murat. He has a bunch of his cuirassiers near the front. Looking forward to seeing them in a fight. Always awesome to see over 100 cuirassiers charging at a line. And honestly, if you can get 2 or 3 of them all at once, I mean, I've seen some beautiful charges where just all along the line, cuirassiers charging. And these corps actually have a lot of squares. Wow. Almost entirely squares in Duktorov. Not as much for Bagration, but so we have skirmishers over here, some stakes employed, but I think we're gonna actually, or deployed. We actually have a push by the French, maybe not a super serious one, but just enough maybe to try to feel things out. We have infantry rolling into the town, some grenadiers, I believe. Are these grenadiers? They may just be regular infantry, actually. Light infantry, but a lot of them. With more on the way. Of course, Saxony. I don't know if Saxony is the best one. I feel like Prussia with their grenadiers would be better suited for defending the town. Either way, though, we have them both filing in. France gonna get some... Oh, are they gonna go for melee with the town? That's cool. That's a cool picture right there. Got the fall trees. A general in the background. More infantry falling in. Oh, we have 1 or 2 French units that has dropped now. 2. Oh, they got the drummer. No. Monsters. He wasn't doing anything. Yeah. So, the French... Does he drop his drum too? Like, do you see the drum? No, the drum disappeared. Oh, nope, he does. Monsters. Those animals killing the drummer. He was just gonna tap away at his drums. I'm just kidding. Obviously, anybody that could give commands, because I do believe a lot of armies use bugle, drum to kind of give orders, whether it's charge, retreat, right wheel, left wheel, in the middle of a fight. The drums could be a huge part of giving commands, especially if an officer can't yell over the thundering. Drums usually are pretty close. But anyway, what if there's a backup drummer when you don't have a drummer? But so we have Duktorov ranged up, and I think he may actually be making a push. I think someone said something yesterday, or maybe it was today, in the comments about how cavalry stats got changed, so stacks and rows of infantry for boosting morale and resistance of cavalry is crucial. I'm starting to see that a lot more, just row upon row of infantry, especially on the coalition side. You can see Duktorov has ranged his units up. He has a nice, solid, steady push. Nothing crazy yet. He has cav poised, but you got to remember, there's also plenty of cavalry from Murat. And right now, as I was mentioning before, guys, this French skirmisher force is going to be living hell for the coalition, as they will have some very good accuracy, decent reload skill, and they can just sit back. You see, they're already pulling back. Once Russia starts closing in, they pull back. Of course, they can't do that forever. Still, though, you see already Russia's out of range, and France is just getting... Oh, they took out the officer? It was the flag bearer, I don't know. Man. Here we go, the massive infantry. I think this was the stuff on the far right side. It's obviously going more central. Yeah, that's a lot of infantry massing up here. Let's take a look at the army. So, Davout has 2654. He has 2600 men. You have another army of 968 and then 1654. Actually, not a very large... No, the French don't have very large armies, actually. The coalition outnumbered them, which is going to be... I think someone also mentioned another comment about how the French usually were outnumbered. And today's going to be no different than to how it realistically would be. Now, on the side note, I love reading your guys' comments, even if I don't reply to them. Usually I hit that like button that shows that I've read your comment, because I do read them. I don't just like go and auto click through everything. So thank you for the comments. As always, I really do like hearing from you guys, even if it is to criticize my poor pronunciation or word. I don't care. I'm not perfect. I don't even pretend to be. Some guard units in the back, reserve line, but these Russians putting in some good shots here. So, oh, that was friendly fire, I think. Man, imagine dying to friendly fire and like the enemy see you go airborne, like this poor bloke there. Here we go, Russia maneuvering. Bagration is going to be more of the flanking force for the moment, although we have plenty of French infantry in reserve that can deploy to deal with that flank. It may be possible that this is Bernadotte out in front with Davout and Ney as a reserve. Russia's still deploying in a line of battle. Prussia going to be getting himself up near the front now. Nice regular line fight, not a lot of artillery. Just a little bit so far. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Ah, it's just gorgeous. Beautiful lines formed up here. Plenty of reserves. I do hear this canister. I'm assuming that's, yeah, this 8-pounder firing here. We have some units that did break. Some skirmishers, actually. I was trying to point out, I think earlier, I forgot, there's a lot of Miraz Corps kind of hovering here on the left flank. Russia's going to have to watch out for that. Still, the reserves are being kind of held back quite a bit here. I think they're trying to use their skirmishers to tire out the Russians to a certain degree. I see an assault column. Musketeers, grenadiers. This, yeah. And the reason they be doing this, made me thinking out loud, a lot of Miraz Cav Corps, left flank, right flank, a couple in the middle, but not a whole lot. They could maybe get in a melee without the cavalry being able to have a clear spot to countercharge here. Yeah, there's no heavy cav to counter this. Some dragoons kind of shifting that direction, but there's not a lot. Artillery's here, but this gap is kind of tied down. Oh, we have skirmishers getting charged here. Some Russian dragoons. Of course, there's a square formed here by the French light infantry. Nice counter charge, but still, or counter volley, I should say. Bagration has a light infantry corps. So all good shooters, that's about it. Just good shooters. And his corps is about 2,600 men. We have cavalry charging in again. Goons going in. Not sure where they're going, but they are all right. That's very, very thought out here. Forming them into squares so they can't really shoot directly into these Russian lines, lets them get a lot closer here. As they start inching forward here, look at that, being very aggressive. I love it. Prussia, unfortunately, going to get focused down by this artillery piece. A nice open area for them to just tear through Prussian lines. You can see that's definitely what's happening here. Hold that thought. I think we have some, yep, Saxony's getting pushed. A little bit more than they probably want to. Cavalry skirmishing on the side. That doesn't really matter as much, honestly, as this center fight. I am worried that this coalition force... Oh my gosh, this is just going to turn brutal. Now, is Prussia going to take this? Are they going to just tank as best they can? Now, I do see this interesting maneuvering here. Look at this. An entire shift of reserves going here. Maybe they think that Saxony, the French maybe think that Saxony is the one to attack. We do have another skirmisher unit going to get charged here by some dragoons. Clipping the corner of that square. Going to pull out from there. Get another skirm unit. And then pull out. Man. The French are not countering these Russian dragoons very well. They've gotten several charges off, but now we have some French dragoons going to charge in, try to run down those Russians. Watch out for the flanking volleys though, and a flanking charge by some Ulani, some Lancers. Look at this battlefield. It's glorious. I love the aggressive play by Russia. I love it. They just keep giving or taking ground from the French. The French do have another artillery piece. This could start really telling. The artillery is placed very well by the French to be able to counter the ever-approaching coalition's line. They're shifting reinforcements to be able to deal with the volleys from Prussia. No melee from France yet. No coordinated Murat in French infantry and cavalry engagements. Going for the artillery piece. That was well played, getting the infantry to stop that cavalry unit, as obviously this artillery is going to be probably very hampering to the coalition's attack. I suspect this French line over here may start to waver, which is why the reserves are here. They've taken some heavy losses along this section of line. Artillery sitting right here, even more setting up. This is about to be a problem area. And I mean, this is a perfect place, guys, to be firing artillery. Look how many rows of infantry you could get round shot down into. Just 3, 4, 4, 5 guns? Yeah, 5 guns tearing through these columns. It would be absolutely beautiful. I'm surprised that Murat doesn't have heavy cav over here to try to force an engagement with Saxony. But so far, nothing really. Murat's not making a whole lot of moves. I'm not sure if they haven't maybe found the perfect place to attack here. But Bagration actually pulling back a little bit. His flank's getting threatened by a coordination of Murat inching forward in a bunch of skirmishers as well. The center of this battlefield, very bloody affair still. Prussia actually taking some losses here. Gonna plug that gap with some more grenadiers. And here we go. This part of the line I was talking about, it is starting to tell. The artillery focus with that skirmisher plus some of Ductorov's line infantry starting to really hurt them. And they honestly might be able to oh, that's an 8-pounder and a 12-pounder. Yeah, that's gonna be potent. I see some, wow, a lot of wavering here. Bagration's light infantry, they're taking losses too, but man, they are battering up the French. Look at the dead piling up here on the field. Light infantry on light infantry. This is Bernadotte. Maybe. I think he brings a lot more light infantry and skirmishers than anyone else. Keep in mind, guys, the coalition have reserves. They have the infantry to be able to keep up a line fight for a very long time with losses. The French, not so much. They do not have the numerical advantage here. They have to inflict heavier casualties on the coalition than they receive themselves. Now I'm seeing a big shift from Murat, which is why you have the Russian cavalry forming up here, but they don't have a lot. They have dragoon. They would not be able to counter Murat's heavy cav if it's a cav on cav fight. Now I do appreciate they garrisoned a lot of LOCs all the way down this road. Appreciate that. It's very nice. There's definitely still some fresh French troops. Not a tongue twister, of course, but they do have the reserves still. They can throw forward. They have been using mostly skirmishers, light infantry, and some lines here and there. Skirmishers able to soak up a lot of fire. They are pulling back from the right, which actually may give Saxony a chance to push here. They have a pretty much not spent core ready. I really was hoping to see some of, maybe it's because of the artillery that the coalition have in the center, but I was really hoping to see some Murat action in the center, going for some infantry. Oh, we actually have dragoons going in. I think they're trying to go for artillery. Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. That canister was well placed. We have another Cuirassier unit here from Saxony. They had one go in, one heavy cav unit go in. I think France tried to get a little too close. Maybe went for a bayonet charge, I'm not sure, but they are being thrown back here. In the center, I'm seeing the cavalry from the coalition on the field here. They are trying to defend that artillery piece. Dutorov makes impact with it, but they're going to lose that cavalry unit. Yeah, we're gonna see yet another heavy cav charge here. Where are they going this time? Going for the back lines, and then line of tree maybe pushing forward here. Going on several places at once here. And this is where Murat is going to start getting involved, sending in reinforcing cavalry to help hold this line. Nice square form. It's actually going to defend this Saxon cav. Saxon cav has been able to cycle in and out with pretty minimal losses so far. Bagration doing an excellent job of breaking this flank. Look at this. You have Bagration's heavy cavalry as well. It's broken one unit so far. French still have reserves in the center, but pretty soon here they are not going to have anything on the left. I wonder if we're going to have Murat. No, this is madness. Don't go for the light infantry. They can form square. Out of all the Russian units to charge, light infantry would be the worst thing for cavalry to charge in on. Here we go. Saxony is starting to push forward here, even putting up their artillery. I think it's still up in the air, guys. Still up in the air, but I am seeing a lot of French cavalry still alive and not as much French infantry alive. And I see a lot of coalition infantry still. I think the LK may actually be winning this thing. They still have a couple critical moments in the battle that could change that prognosis. France needs to start throwing some cavalry at this coalition line, giving their infantry a break, in my opinion. Not over here where all this artillery is, of course, but like, look at this. They keep inching forward. Like, get some of this heavy cav and fling it at this. Even if you make them form square, charge infantry in on it. I feel like that's, you kind of have to, because right now they're just getting shot to pieces. Keep in mind, half of the battle is choosing your core and build. What units you bring and how you plan on using them. I'm really hoping to see Cav going at this coalition. I really am.
All hope is lost, sir. This battle is almost done.
Come on, especially on this side. They have to commit some of this cavalry. They have to. Right? I mean, there's nothing else in this gap. Oh, gosh. It's a little bit of a messy... Alright, they broke one. A guard unit. Two. Oh, it's starting to... Okay, the square gets formed here. Cavalry charge, finally! Thank goodness.
Our men are running, sir.
And here we go, though. Unfortunately, Murat gonna get surrounded here. He doesn't have the support for this one cuirassier unit. They need to get some reserves over here. I mean, holding up actually quite well, though. This cuirassier unit is holding up quite well. This side may actually start winning a little bit for France. The center is still pretty steady. The left flank actually steady. Saxony's not winning. They aren't losing. Neither is France. This artillery, I think, will start to win them the day once it's set up. Come on, Murat, support it. Support. Here we go, Cuirassiers. Not something I exactly like to see. I don't like to see cavalry on cavalry fighting all the time. It's cool sometimes. I like to see cavalry fight infantry, you know. Still, Murat is going to start getting his corps tired out as fresh reserves from the now Saxony are going to start committing here. Still, though, the nice counterattack by France on this left side going quite well. And Bagratian's being forced to pull back a little bit, try to reform here. Saxony actually trying to save the day. Stop this wave. Now, these Murat Corps is probably very tired. But Saxony just, man, their cavalry just can't withstand this push. I feel like this push should have happened a lot sooner. But here we go in the center. Finally, some cavalry on infantry action here. I do believe Bagration was able to form some squares here, but still, France going on the offensive. Russia actually starting to take some heat. All right, this is the crucial moment, guys. This is where it's won or lost for the French or the coalition, I feel like. If the French make a very successful attack here, keep in mind Murat's Cav Corps, very exhausted, probably will not be very effective for quite some time. He can try committing them, but see how slow they're going. They're exhausted, guaranteed. But this is where it is made or broken for either side. If the French collapse here, or if they collapse the Russians here, it is over. So let us see. I'm seeing actually a lot of French breaking. Like I said, Murat's Cav Corps going to be very exhausted. Not going to be very effective. Unfortunately, this may actually be the deciding factor. I'm seeing a break along the line for Russia, though. Reserves being rushed over from Duktorov. Saxony actually getting into melee here with the French as well. Oh, guys, this is the tipping of the scales here. Can the coalition are not done for yet. They are not done for yet. Just hold on a little longer. Just wait a minute. Let them cook, as the younger generation says. The coalition are not breaking. I see a lot of units breaking for the French. I don't know if they're able to follow this up. A lot of their cavalry is probably exhausted. Their infantry depleted. The center will be the pivotal push for the coalition, or for the Imperials. France is breaking on the right against Saxony. Oh, I'm starting to see a lot more breaking. Cavalry is running into the routing Russian line. Square is formed, though. The French cavalry has to watch out. Still, this line's holding. France approaching it with their last reserves of infantry, if I were to guess. And actually, it's Prussia that's making a stand here. Grenadiers. And then Duktorov's corps here as well. Saxony has one on the right, or technically the coalition's left flank. Here they are going to be rushing to the rescue. This may be pivotal, as they can then put some pressure on the French flank and either force them to fall back, or they can tear into their flank. And it looks like right now France is actually starting to pull back here. And over on this side, let's see if these Grenadiers stand. Oh, they pour in a volley. Cavalry, though, charging in as well. They break that French infantry, but they probably will break against the cavalry unit. Yeah, they do break. Oh my gosh. Saxony's got a huge role to play in this. Oh, I'm seeing wavering. Oh no, come on. Saxony throws in their cavalry. Unfortunately, like I said, there's a morale debuff. At least I'm pretty sure there is for friends routing. And there's a lot of friends routing here. Artillery going to be taken out, but there's a countercharge by some Russian infantry as well.
Our men are running.
France is, they can taste it. They're so close to winning this. Saxony actually, they're trying to get there as quickly as possible. Honestly, though, I mean, there's 13 minutes remaining in this. The coalition has the LOCs. They have all the ones along here, and keep in mind, you have to keep the lines drawn. This two-pointer, yeah, they have leading out. They have most everything. They're going even for this one, too. They'll cut them off. So even if they just keep this battlefield going long enough, they can win by LOC. But the center for the coalition is pretty much all but spent. Look at this brave Prussian line. Formed, square, just trying to hold on. Artillery, though, look out for that Saxon artillery.
Our men are running, sir.
Can they canister? Saxony pulling back as he's the only one left. Oh, this is gonna be bloody. Gosh. Are they gonna get a chance to fire? Oh, please aim, aim. Man, alright, this artillery piece is gone. Can this 8-pounder, I mean, they have infantry trying to support. If they can fire canister directly into this line, they could actually do a lot of damage. I don't know, guys. It's still up in the air. Like I said, the French have a lot of LOCs they have to take now.
Our men are running, sir.
Cavalry coming in. Well, this makes for an interesting ending. Like I said, by all regards, the field has been won by the French. The NR.4 have won the battlefield, but the French have to take several LOCs that are garrisoned by fresh troops.
Our men are running, sir.
I don't know if they have the time to take this. I don't. These brave Saxons, look at them trying to make a defense.
Our men are running, sir.
Trying to rush in and maybe get some infantry to stop any assault being made on the town. You see some cavalry trying to run them down. And they're going to form a square here, sacrifice another unit, try to get the last musketeer in here. Oh man, they all break. It all breaks. It all folds down. Man. What?
Our men are running, sir.
Oh wow, they broke 2 units. A brave musketeer unit. All right, well, this is where things start become a rush for LOCs. I do believe we have, yeah, Saxon defending. Some grenadiers or carabiniers going, they lose. House still held. Hit the fast forward button again. I think the LK are going to win this one, guys, by LOC, which does totally count as a final nail in the coffin.
Has fallen to the enemy.
Which building? Which building has fallen to the enemy? Get a notification of that. Yeah, there's a fight for this one, but actually you see the French lose one. Calgary, the Prussian general, is dead. His pioneers are holding on quite well. The general is trying to keep himself alive, but cavalry's run him down. That's going to probably drop the morale of the army. Still, though, I mean, oh wow, they broke that cavalry unit too. 5 minutes, pretty much 6 minutes remaining here. It's in doubt still if they will actually take this, and if they do, that's one LOC, guys. Just one. Or is it a 2-pointer? It's a 2-pointer, so that's still something. And then they will have the 3-pointer. That's 5 points going outside the map. There's still this one that's still held, though. They will have versus the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. LC is not in favor of the French by any means. I'm going to keep fast forwarding here. I mean, oh yeah.
Our men are running.
General dead. Maybe this pioneer unit will break. They still haven't, though. They are still holding on. In the French infantry, they're starting to run low on French infantry. More infantry, French infantry are going to push up to help take this, but that's still not enough. Like I said, I think they're going to run too low and they don't have enough, and they're all massed up here on this 2-pointer, but there's one over here, actually. Let me hit the play button. Oh, no, play. Gonna lag out as infantry are getting charged that are inside the house. Always happens. They may take this one, which obsoletes the other one. Ooh. Wait, is it gonna freeze? Like I said, the game never likes when your cavalry are charging guys inside an LOC. It just hates it. Absolutely hates it. And this is no different, man. They may not take this. There's no more infantry. Why aren't these guys in this LOC? Wait, what? No way. They just took it, and now he's probably going to... Wait, okay. Look, actually, what are you doing? You can take this LOC. You know that, right? Alright, well, I'm going to keep fast forward. We have only 2 minutes remaining here. I mean, they're going to take this one, which by...
Our men are running.
Technically, the whole rule... Alright, they did take that one. And they did take this one. But you have to have LOCs leading outside the map. So they have it on both sides leading outside the map. The French do on there and there. Although, does this one count as blocking? It's right here, so technically they're blocking on both sides. So this 2-pointer doesn't matter because it's blocked on both sides. If I'm understanding how these rules work, they have to take this one or take this one in order to let the 2-pointer count. But it doesn't matter. Let me pull the results. But let's see, who was this? The Prussia? No, it's the Saxony. Dang, that artillery piece was chewing up the enemy. 193 kills. But let's pull the results here so you can see on the coalition side. So the LK, they got their win. They finally got their revenge, I guess, for their loss against the NR.4 in yesterday's match. So hey, that's always fun to see. the back and forth, the competition, you know. But so we have Drucker. He was the Bagration. He got 852 for the kills. You have Melkor playing as Duktorov with 834 for the kills. Sigismund as the Prussia with 1006. And Knight of Shoegaze as Saxony with 1159. Got the most kills actually out of all of them. For the win, they didn't actually get that many kills, but they still won, you know. On the other side, you have Z1. He was Murat, I believe. No, yeah. He was Murat, I believe. 1595 for the kills. Bib. Who was he? Let's see. He was Devu. So he was Bernadotte. Yeah, Bernadotte with 899 for the kills. You have Kat as Ney with 935 for the kills, and Vander as Davu with 1999. The most kills out of anybody was Davu, one of the largest cores too. In fact, the largest on the field for anybody. And yeah, I mean, not insanely high kills on this one, guys. Just some decent kills, I would say. I'd be 800 to 900 kills means that you played decently well, but you weren't like a decisive victory kind of kills. It's more of like a hard fought battle. And I think that's what we had today. It was a very, very awesome looking fight. Definitely wished I could have seen a little more heavy cav in the center fighting, but I understand they probably were mirroring each other's cavalry on that flank. But anyway, guys, that was it for me today, or is it for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all so much for joining me. Until next time, you guys have a great day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all in another video.